Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative Headline News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. The Cabinet has agreed to approve the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2025. Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs Philip Watts also said that the bill is to be introduced in Parliament at its earliest date. He said the law will widen the pool of athletes available for all national sporting teams and referred specifically to the Trinidad and Tobago senior men's football team. Meanwhile, Trinidad and Tobago Football Association President Kyron Edwards agrees that the Cabinet's approval of the Citizenship Amendment Bill will aid all national teams. He believes that the bill will give the senior men's football team a competitive edge ahead of their CONCACAF World Cup qualifying campaign. I wish them all the best, and that definitely sounds like wonderful news for all the different sporting teams throughout Trinidad and Tobago.
Cabinet has agreed to approve the Citizenship of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago Amendment Bill. Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs Philip Watts also said that the bill is due to be introduced in Parliament at its earliest date.
The purpose of this bill is to amend the Citizenship of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago Act, Chapter 1.50, to provide the acquisition of citizenship of persons born outside of Trinidad and Tobago if his or her grandparent was a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago and at the date of his or her birth.
Mr. Watts said the law will widen the pool of athletes available for national sporting teams. He referred to the Trinidad and Tobago senior men's football team.
For example, football. We have 211 footballing countries under FIFA. We are one of the 5 countries that do not use that particular grandparent law.
Trinidad and Tobago Football Association President Kyron Edwards agrees that the Cabinet's approval of the Citizenship of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago Amendment Bill will aid all national teams. Edwards believes the bill will give the senior men's football team a competitive edge ahead of their CONCACAF World Cup qualifying campaign.
Trinidad and Tobago is the only country in that group with Curacao, Bermuda, and Jamaica that do not utilize that law. So this would now give us that competitive edge again. We know that when you look at Jamaica, the population is twice our size, and then they draw from their diaspora. This would give us back a competitive edge when it comes to regional football. When it comes to our immediate games, with this law being changed, we can be able to utilize grandparentage players as soon as in this final round. This would open up over 20 players out of Europe, over 20 players out of America and Canada, where players have already reached out to us because of the discussion around the grandparent law and wanting to show interest in playing for Trinidad and Tobago.
No more overheating phones. Cool your phones in seconds. Prevents damage to phones and battery issues. Better gaming experience and streaming. USB powered and fast charging. Lightweight and quiet. Ideal for kids and adults. Works with all smartphones. Makes a great gift. Enjoy free island-wide delivery. Call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. Taking on the category of sports, Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs Philip Watts has announced the appointment of former West Indies captain Dwayne Bravo as an ambassador of sport for Trinidad and Tobago. That is really wonderful. And Dwayne Bravo definitely has always shown a lot of patriotism and love for his country. He has been an ambassador for Trinidad and Tobago for many years now, just unofficially. At Thursday's post-cabinet media briefing, he lauded Bravo's contributions to Trinidad and Tobago and West Indies cricket, noting that his international appeal has carried the nation's culture to audiences around the world. Just as I said, because remember, he's into music as well, and therefore there are a lot of different cricket teams around the world that loved his hit back a few years ago, the Champion song. So definitely, as I said before, he has been an ambassador for Trinidad and Tobago, just unofficially for many, many years. So congratulations to Dwayne Bravo.
Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs Philip Watts on Thursday announced the appointment of former West Indies captain Dwayne Bravo as an ambassador of sport for Trinidad and Tobago during the weekly post-cabinet briefing. Minister Watts lauded Bravo's contributions to Trinidad and Tobago and West Indies cricket, noting that his international appeal has carried the nation's culture to audiences around the world.
In addition to his cricketing accomplishments, Mr. Bravo has also made significant cultural contributions through music and ambassadorship in promoting Trinidad and Tobago worldwide. Currently, Mr. Bravo is the head coach of the TKR team, and Mr. Bravo has also proven to be an international businessman who will bring much benefits to Trinidad and Tobago through this new role.
You won't be disappointed with this one. Look and feel great every day. Painless trimming with no pulling of hair guaranteed. Comfortable to hold and lightweight. Intelligent anti-pinch system. Safety travel lock. Accurate and painless trimming. Durability, 100% quality. Fast charging. To place an order, call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. Students residing within the Trin-City-Maloney constituency received school supplies at the 2025 Back-to-School Drive spearheaded by the United National Congress Shadow Member of Parliament, Richard Smith. Now, when they say shadow, it means that there's an actual official PNM MP for that area, but this individual, of course, through the UNC party, is assisting residents of that area as well. Over 300 students received backpacks and stationery just in time for the start of the new school year, which begins Monday, people. It's almost there. According to Mr. Smith, the drive is aimed at aiding families as they prepare their children for the new academic year.
Over 300 persons received backpacks and stationery just in time for the start of the new school year. Funded by the United National Congress, Shadow Member of Parliament Richard Smith said that efforts were made to prepare students returning to school, thereby easing the financial stress of parents.
Again, the youths, this is something that we have started, and we're not going to stop. We're not turning our backs on you all in the Trin-City-Maloney constituency, where everywhere there's hope. Trin-City-Maloney also has hope, and there is will.
Mr. Smith noted that this year's back-to-school drive will continue in other areas throughout the country. He noted that Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar was passionate about this initiative.
Actually, as the whole country she plans to cover, not just east-west corridor, north-south, the whole of Trinidad and Tobago. And she's doing a very good job, an excellent job.
Mr. Smith praised the Prime Minister in making this initiative a reality, benefiting hundreds of students and underprivileged families.
The book drive, the brainchild of that is our leader, Prime Minister, Mrs. Kamla Persad-Bissessar. She came about that some years ago, some good years ago, yes, and she never turned her back on it, she never gave up on it. She continued with it. And to date, it's a success.
The 2025 Back to School initiative was held at the Maloney Regional Complex on Wednesday.
Over 763,000 members belonging to 133 credit unions nationwide are set to benefit from a memorandum of understanding signed between the Cooperative Credit Union League of Trinidad and Tobago and the Trinidad and Tobago Mortgage Bank. The formal memorandum of understanding signed on Thursday will enable access to mortgage financing for credit union members who may not qualify through traditional banks and similar institutions. That, people, is one of the best news I've heard in an extremely long time locally here in Trinidad and Tobago. And look at the number, 763,000 members. that is about half of our population. And the thing about it is, remember, the remaining part of the population, or the remaining number in the population, will also include underaged individuals, children. So therefore, that is most of our population there are members of credit unions. That's a good thing. I definitely have to join a credit union sometime. Maybe, just maybe, I'll benefit from one of those loans as well.
A formal memorandum of understanding was signed on Thursday between the Cooperative Credit Union League of Trinidad and Tobago and the Trinidad and Tobago Mortgage Bank, TTMB. The agreement is expected to benefit approximately 763,000 members and 133 credit unions nationwide. Credit Union League President Aldrich Neptune described the partnership as a valuable opportunity, enabling access to mortgage financing for members who may not qualify through traditional banks and similar institutions.
One of the foundations of the credit unions was to bring persons who found themselves outside of the banking sector into the frame, so to speak. So it allowed persons who were not otherwise able to access credit, to access investments, to develop and to grow through financial inclusion into the credit union movement.
He said the League's core role is advocacy for its members and described the MOU as a positive step toward enhancing members' benefits.
So this discussion has been going on for probably more than a year. It's more than a year. We have had meetings, we have had presentations from TTMB in terms of presidency board. We have had discussion among the membership. So we decided it has come to this point and we have brought it together. And as the CEO indicated, we do intend that this document would be just sitting on a shelf. We tend to make it a live document and to really activate and progress what we have engaged here today.
TTMB's acting Chief Executive Officer Brent McPhee emphasized the Credit Union League's role in financially empowering its members. He noted the existing synergy between TTMB and the League and affirmed TTMB's commitment to maintaining financial inclusion as a core priority.
They understood that the mission of Trinidad and Tobago Mortgage Bank is not like the normal commercial bank. We are here to development of housing, and it is with great pride that we reach this particular milestone, that persons, that credit union members can understand, one, that there is a partner, there's a financial partner out there that can work with their particular credit union, develop housing for their members. We do project financing, so that means that we can finance the purchase of a land and development.
Mr. McPhee added that the arrangement supports the government's affordable housing program, offering rates as low as 2% for eligible applicants. He affirmed TTMB's continued collaboration with the League to promote financial inclusion. Jason John, TTT News.
Over 80 films will be represented in this year's Trinidad and Tobago Festival, which will bring Caribbean stories and narratives home through films created by local and regional filmmakers. TTFF Director Mariel Brown said the festival, which begins on September 24th, Republic Day, promises to offer a range of Caribbean stories. She went on to say, we're trying to tell the stories of the Caribbean from within and to ensure that what we are saying about ourselves, how we view ourselves, what our lived experience of today is what is being represented in film. And so it's not a kind of sort of external view of us. It is us seeing ourselves, talking about ourselves, telling our own stories. Program coordinator Patrice Matthew added that the festival, through workshops and panel discussions, will cater to upcoming and seasoned filmmakers alike, creating opportunities for networking and learning. And once again, I do believe that even when it pertains to acting and drama, I said it recently, this needs to be introduced into programs in the communities. And that is why there's need for constructing a whole lot more community centers throughout Trinidad and Tobago, Sangre Grande, Arima, Port of Spain, Diego Martin, wherever it may be. And get the youth involved in these types of programs, which will inspire them and encourage them to stay on the right path. Sports is one of the most important or significant types of extracurricular activities that will keep the youth occupied. But definitely, I said it over and over again, and this is why I'm raising it after reading about this report here about the filmmaking industry. This is something that we need to start at the ground level as well. Get the youth involved in it from very young in the production of films, not only just in the acting aspect of it, but in the production of films as well. Let them learn how to be able to do it professionally. I don't know how to do it professionally, of course, but what I'm saying is let the youths learn it from young, and therefore they will be inspired, as I said, to keep on the right path. Some news from Jamaica. The Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information, in collaboration with the Organization of American States, is offering a national cybersecurity youth training program and certification program. You see, youths again, people. It's all about keeping them occupied in positive, lawful types of activities. The program is open to Jamaican nationals between the ages of 18 and 25, reside locally and have a strong interest in information technology and or cybersecurity. Wonderful, wonderful initiative. On behalf of the government of the people of Jamaica, Prime Minister Andrew Holness extended warm congratulations to President-elect of Guyana, Dr. Irfan Ali. Jamaica values the strong and enduring partnership we share with Guyana, and he's saying that I look forward to deepening our cooperation for the progress and prosperity of our peoples and the wider Caribbean region. President Dr. Irfan Ali also congratulated Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness on his re-election for a third term. No more overheating phones. Cool your phones in seconds. Prevents damage to phones and battery issues. Better gaming experience and streaming. USB powered and fast charging. Lightweight and quiet. Ideal for kids and adults. Works with all smartphones. Makes a great gift. Enjoy free island-wide delivery. Call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. News from Guyana. The Tourism and Hospitality Association of Guyana and the British Chamber of Commerce Guyana, BritCham, are exploring new avenues of collaboration following a meeting on Wednesday aimed at deepening ties between the two organizations. And once again, remember, Irfan Ali administration and the PPP Civic Party remains in control of Guyana, and therefore we can rest assured that progress and development is going to continue to take place and probably increase exponentially for the next 5 years. The Dominican Republic is set to host a historic milestone in its economic and logistical development with the arrival of Amazon as a Caribbean distribution hub. Wow, Caribbean. Hey, that's sounding real good, babe. The company's first cargo flight landed on Tuesday, marking the official start of operations. The move positions the country as a key player in regional e-commerce, leveraging ports such as Cocido and Haina and Las Americas International Airport to streamline trade and reduce delivery times. That sounds like a good idea for us to have here in Trinidad and Tobago too, boy. I doubt they will. Who knows? Under the Kamala Prasad administration, if we already don't have, which I don't believe we do, most likely we might end up having one of those Amazon hubs here in Trinidad as well. Now for some international and American news. President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump hosted a high-profile tech dinner at the White House, bringing together top AI and tech leaders, including Bill Gates, Tim Cook, Mark Zuckerberg, Satya Nadella, Sundar Pichai, Sam Altman, and many more. The dinner moved indoors from the Rose Garden due to rain, followed Melania Trump's AI Education Task Force meeting. Notably absent was Elon Musk due to his disagreement with Trump recently. The event highlighted Trump's outreach to Silicon Valley as AI regulation and politics converge. A post from National Geographic. Where does our food come from? When some people ask themselves that question, they decide to devote their lives to being a part of the answer. But being a farmer today means being open to tradition and innovation. Farmers today aren't just relying on how things have always been done. They're combining generational knowledge with new techniques to ensure that the land will continue to produce food for generations to come. And food is our survival, people. And all nations need to seek self-sufficiency when it pertains to production and agriculture. It's definitely important. Then you can focus on exportation to be able to generate foreign revenue. Dortmund is one of the largest centers in Germany's own Rust Belt, the Ruhr, a cluster of western cities that became heavily industrialized after the late 18th century. For more than 100 years, the city was a hub of coal and steel production, the chimneys of its factories piercing the smog. While much of the heavy industry is now gone, the ghosts of this heritage still hulk over the landscape, with disused manufacturing sites offering glimpse into the past and serving as reimagined spaces for art and culture. Before exploring Dortmund's industrial sites, take a walk around the historic center. The city was founded in 882, people, 882. And a clutch of churches is testament to its medieval history. Wow, that's really long you're talking about there. Marienkirche is remarkable for its sandstone altar with a lavish blue, red, and gold triptych, an artwork composed of 3 panels by 15th century local artist Konrad von Swest. Now, of course, if I'm pronouncing some of those words incorrectly, people, I don't speak German. Directly opposite lies Reinald Kirche. I think it's that. I could be wrong, of course. Named after Dortmund's patron saint. Climb the 200 steps to its bell tower for views across the city. I can imagine how beautiful that looks from a height. Wow. Nearby, Petri Kirche is home to Das Goldenes Wunder von Westfalen, the golden miracle of Westphalia, a winged altar that when opened reveals 36 panels and 633 gilded figures. Wow. That definitely, once again, is all about traveling. It's all about just, the experience and seeing the history. You may not agree with everything. Certain things I don't know, I would not agree with when it pertains to whatever those certain things were used for. I have to be careful about what I'm saying on this platform. But nevertheless, it's all about just learning history and traveling and seeing different sceneries and stuff like that. That is wonderful. And who knows, as I keep saying, if God tarries for a little while longer, maybe just maybe in the future, I'll be able to visit some of these places that I'm mentioning here and actually post videos showing my adventures. You won't be disappointed with this one. Look and feel great every day. Painless trimming with no pulling of hair guaranteed. Comfortable to hold and lightweight. Intelligent anti-pinch system. Safety travel lock. Accurate and painless trimming. Durability, 100% quality. Fast charging. To place an order, call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. Folks, that brings us to the end of today's news headlines. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share. Stay blessed and stay safe most of all. In Jesus' name.